What's up, everybody? We in the house. What a week it's been, huh? With all the crazy talk going on. With parks closing, rides closing, little attractions, and whatever other crazy nonsense that we got going on. I wrote a bunch of stuff. We'll see where it goes. We're also going to talk about Fright Kingdom. We're going to talk about that place I went to over the weekend, Cape Codder. We're going to talk about Indiana Beach Park, Martin's Fantasyland, Cedar Fair results are in. We'll talk about Holy Land, even though I never thought there was actually a religious theme park, but we'll talk about that. Universal Hollywood, plus Six Flags stuff, some Disney stuff. Hey, Peanut. I guess you wanted to come hang out. We'll talk about Magic Kingdom's castle. You want to talk about Magic Kingdom's castle, Peanut? No? I guess he doesn't care. So, we got a bunch to talk about. Let's see what happens. Hey, what's up, Charles? So, yeah, we briefly touched about this yesterday when we were, what do you call it? What? It says the audio stream. Can you guys hear me good or no? I don't know if you can even hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. I might be talking for nothing. Let me know if you can hear me. I have the mic on this time. But, it's saying my current audio bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. I don't know what that means. But I didn't hear about that, about Alton Towers. See, the thing that I've learned about doing the Grove Show, the majority of people that watch this do not go overseas. Some do, not a lot, but kind of low. Let's see if I can boost that up a little bit. Can I? Let me see if I can boost this. How do I get back? Oh, wait. Oh, loud and clear. Kind of low. I hear you. Let's do this. What about now? Does this sound better or is it worse? Too loud? Too low? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me not talking loud. I don't know. I'm not... Obviously, you can tell. You can't see the mic. It's not in my face. Ooh, do I have any Jolly Ranchers in here? I'm a fat ass. Let me see. I kind of want a Jolly Rancher. Do I have one? I do. I think it's the last one. Oh, no, more. I got more. Nice, I got 3. I'm a fat kid and I love it. Sorry. But yeah, so, yeah, I got my, for those, we'll get into the Cape Cod thing, but see, that's the game card you can use in their arcade. That place, Alyssa scored way big time. I didn't come close, but I got some. But I did get a poop. It's a squishy poop. And we're like, not only do I have that. Oh, yeah. Come on, get out. I got 2 googly-eyed poops. Squishy poops. I can squeeze them. I don't know. They're kind of sticky. At least they don't smell like poo. Yes, I love stupid little things. All right, I'm going to have a green apple. Oh, maybe not. You better not eat that, Peanut. I'll kill you. It's mine. That's mine. All right, so let's go ahead and what do you call it? Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. So yesterday we see that Apex, what is it, amusement group, whatever the hell they are, they own a few places. But the more known of what they own, close. So we have, they were 2 separate topics. Well, line items, but they're the same. So you had Indiana Beach Park, and you had Martin's Fantasy Island. Martin's Fantasy Island, that's over in Niagara Falls, right before you get into Canada. I drove by it, didn't go to it. I should have. And then you have Indiana Beach Park. I've never been there either, so I lose out. There's some petition going around trying to save Indiana Beach Park. I don't think that's going to work. I think it's too late. Well, I should say never. One, it depends. Did they start removing things and ripping things down? And two, it could possibly encourage people to come forth and buy it. Now, who's going to buy it? It's not going to be Six Flags. It's not going to be Cedar Fair. They're not going to touch those two places. There's no reason for them to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, I personally think that, unfortunately, those parks are going to the wayside. Some of the rides I saw are going to get moved around to the other parks that they own, which I don't know what the other ones are. I have no clue. I don't know what's in there. But instead of being a douche, what is this place called? Apex Amusement Parks. Apex Parks Group. So I'm going to go to the website. So they got water parks, Sarah Sam's, Big Kahuna's, Boomers, and Speed Zone. Is that all they got is... I love when you look at acquisitions on their website. It says, we're in the business of operating parks and buying them. No, you're not, because you're going out. You are going out. I'm trying to see what... I'm trying to see what other... I don't know all the parks they have. They don't... I mean, it just says Big Kahuna's, Sahara Sam's, Boomers, and Speed Zone. So, I mean, that is what that is. It's not really saying a whole lot. Yeah, Palace and Park, they potentially... It's going to be... And if nobody buys them, the rides that they sell are going to go to places that are smaller parks that don't have a huge budget and need to get something on it cheap to, add to their arsenal of rides. Like those wood coasters, those ain't ever coming back. They're just going to rip them things out, throw them out, see you later. I know it sounds horrible what I'm saying. Let's face the reality. The dock rides... That is weird. Looks to be just water parks and FECs now. Palace also owns Boomers FEC too, so that's weird. Would make sense to merge with Palace then. If that's the case, then they should do that. Because why? Or maybe Palace buys out the Boomer stuff. Because if you look at, the about and all that about Apex, they were formed in 2014. They probably weren't in line to really expand like they did. I mean, in today's, and I'm lumping everything together: music parks, FECs, water parks. In today's climate of the industry, it honestly feels like an FEC in a water park is the way to go. It takes way too much capital to open a theme park. And even in a regular small amusement park. It's not cheap. Back in, the early teens here of 2000s, when I had asked Six Flags New England, I'm like, how much would it cost to build this park today? So probably somewhere between 2010 and 2015, somewhere between there, they said at that time Six Flags New England, built exactly the way it is, would cost anywhere from like 250 to 500 million, depending upon like what do you call it? You know, the inflation of the cost of the rides, and there's a lot of variables. So who knows? Lindsay, do you know what website they're selling them on? Because I looked at various and I couldn't find. I could not find anything. I don't know if it's like Rides for You. I mean, you can find. If you go into Google and you type amusement park rides for sale, quite a few websites pop up. You got amusement-rides.com, Rides for You, ITALIN, ItalianTL.com, whatever. IntermarkRideGroup.com. So there's places that you can go. Seto.com. Oh, FabryRides.com. UseRides.com. Oh, you can go to ChanceRides.com. I just don't know where they are. Like, I don't know the website that the rides are listed on. Palace has New York plus Palm Springs and Vista Cal. Palace used to own one in Dayton but lost it. Yeah, I keep looking to find, you know, the let me see, rides only. Yeah, I don't know. You can get a 1972 shift coaster. It's a kiddie coaster for $15,000. If you want to buy a kiddie coaster. There's a minor Mike coaster for 20 grand. You can buy a Show Me Funhouse open type for 25,000. Well, you can buy a spider ride for 375,000 if you get the kind of dough. See, I love looking at this stuff. I know. Oh, you get a dragon coaster for 20 grand. Spin the apple for 20 grand. If you got money, you can buy it. Well, they used to own one in Houston. I heard they closed it. I heard there's a Boomers in Houston got sold off, and then Speed Zone in Dallas got sold off. So Speed Zone only exists in California. Where does Boomers? Let's pick a park. They got one in Boca Raton. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Southern California, 3 in Northern California. That's it. So let's look at the water parks. What Apex? Big Kahunas. Never heard of it. Does it say at the bottom like where we're located? So Destin, Florida has Big Kahunas. So that's one there. Then they got Sahara Sam's. Never heard of that either. So where's this? It's probably Florida. Oh no. West Berlin, New Jersey. Oh, I know that place. Ah, okay. I know the place. I've never been to the place, but I know the place. They've held the Ace off-season event there before. That's how I know it. I just never went. Yeah, Hoss, Hoos, whatever you want to call it. They were a shell of their former self, and it's sad because they used to make some really amazing flat rides. They were like the king. They were on top. They were. And then they just, poof, see you later. It sucks. I get it. You know? I mean, if you notice what Huss's problem was, I mean, they had other problems before that, but I mean, I think the major, what I would call takeout destruction of Huss was when that problem they had was the Topple Tower, right? They had at Dollywood. You know, they had to go to court, and then Huss had to take the ride back, give the money back, whatever. And I think from that moment on is the true downfall. I mean, that was before 2012. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see if it says any names on here. Yeah, I don't, which is weird because they should have something. What's that? LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Let's see, contact us. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing because usually, I guess for a theme, you know, a parks group website, this is pretty bad. Like, I can understand if you look at my Honolulu website that I built, it's not great, but it's probably better than this. I know that's not saying much. It's probably something that I would have built. It doesn't give you any information that you would like to have. There's none, which is pretty stupid. Let's see. Plus rides. I want to see what's on their list. All right, so let's see what attractions they do have. All right, so for classic rides, they still on their website have the Top Spin Classic. What's a Top Spin? Oh, Top Spin Suspended Sky Tower. What's that? Oh, just the tower ride. They got the new Condor ride. They have... Oh, they're still making the Enterprise. They have a new version of it. Plus, they show the old one. Pirate ship. Shot and drop. Let's see, family rides. What do they got? They're still showing that King Kong ride. That Topple Tower thing. So, no, it's different. King Kong, he picks things up, he puts them down. Giant rides. Giant Frisbee, Shot and Drop Max, and Jump 2. Who the hell's message? Oh. Yeah, Charles, that website you sent me, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I was reading all that stuff of. Oh, the Jump 2. We need more of those. That's the that crazy ride that's in Canada's Wonderland. We need more of those in life. Film-based rides. Okay. Well. And I enjoy looking at all these little, you know, like the patents and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Like, I love digging through that stuff. It is cool. Yep. It's I mean, if you look, I would love to, like, go back and look at a list. I say this all the time, and I know you guys are going to get sick of me saying this all the time until they step up and do it. Huss and all these other companies that exist have an old arsenal of rides they used to make. Yeah, the Sledgehammer, the Jump 2. Fantastic ride when they work. I mean, I've been inside the ride, like, where they do the, well, yeah, I've been actually inside the tower. You know, that's holding the ride, where all the stuff is. You know, like in their room, that all the hydraulics and all that stuff. When we were at when I did Canada's Wonderland was it last year? No, not 2018. Yeah, 2018. They had the event there, and we went, and It was a cool event to see that. That if you can get on a, if you can get to Canada's Wonderland or a park that has it, it's worth the admission ticket. If it's running and it's going, we almost didn't get the credit, almost, and we did, and it's such a fantastic ride. It's something you can't even explain it. You just have to ride it, and it's really, really cool. We can really, really nerd out on it. But Huss and even Inman has. Didn't Inman used to make flats? I still do. I could have swore they had some. Yeah, go away. I want to know where are our history, innovation, technology, company. What about projects? Oh, they got swing rides, immersive. They had to have had some stuff, other stuff. What's this balloon ride? That thing looks crazy. Towboat ride. They got a rapids, multi-inversion coaster. They got. Oh, is that the ride that was at Cedar Point there? Shoot the Rapids. It looks like that's what that might be. It looks similar to something like that. Anyway, big splash boat ride. Regardless, I could have swore Inman made some other flats. I mean, see, ring drop, surf rider, flume ride, wooden coaster, mega giga coaster. They got the giant multi-drop 4, a pirate ship, LSM hydraulic launch coasters, giant drop, other launch coasters, flume rides, mega rapids, parachute tower, wood coaster, multiverse, spinning coaster. They make a spinning coaster? Huh. Suspended twin hammer, dome ride, water coasters, multi-dimension coasters, suspended twin hammer, suspended failing coat, rapids, mega splash, drunken barrel. So they're kind of all over the place. They got a whole bunch of stuff. They got family coasters. They got other they call them towboat, but they're boat rides. Other gigas, Flying Island. Oh, as I'm going through, I'm finding a lot of cool things that they got that I never even knew they did. But a lot of this stuff is like overseas, Asia. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is something I just found I didn't know anything about. The Tourbillon ride. You know, like there's Harley Quinn, Spinsanity, not the one at New England. The one like a Grand Adventure that's Cyborg. I thought that was a different company, the ABC Rides. I didn't know that was Inman. Did you guys know that? Or is that a new acquisition? Huh. That's crazy. Yeah, West Coast Races was cool. Comfort Collars, that's a stupid premiere. Well, they make them because depending upon the state and the town and all that, make them put that. Fright Kingdom was awesome. We'll get into that, and that'll be the next topic to go through. We'll talk about Fright Kingdom because I didn't record the review yet, and I got to do that. I'm not going to wait too much longer, but I'll probably do it tomorrow or Friday, whatever. But in any case, let me tell you, Fright Kingdom was on point with the haunt. It was amazing. Yeah, what do you call it? The bush parks that have the like the phobias, whatever they call them things, Skyrocket 2s. They got comfort collars. The towns and the states make them do it. Where phobia doesn't have it because they're not allowed. They don't have to have that, so they're not going to spend the extra to put that in because their comfort collar does absolutely nothing. Wait, I don't even remember a comfort collar on West Coast Races. I'm looking to see. I wanted to see a picture of the train. Let me look at this train. No, there's no comfort collar on West Coast Race. According to this picture, there's not. I'm not saying that there isn't, but there's no comfort collar. There's just the lap bar. Oh, wait, but I'm seeing them also on this other picture, too. I don't remember them. I honestly don't remember the comfort collar. Did they get added after? I honestly don't remember. I'm looking at a picture of the train with the comfort collars on it. I just don't remember. Am I that, like, dumb? Yeah, Full Throttle was... See, I had never watched the POV of Full Throttle because I figured, I don't know when I'm going to get there, so I'm not going to, like, get myself hyped up or anything about it. So I just didn't look. Now, West Coast Races, I didn't care until I noticed that I was going, so then I kind of looked. But Full Throttle, to me, I know it's short, but it was kind of like a little surprise coaster for me when I went. Just because of the fact that I didn't know nothing. I know it went, you had a little hang time in a loop, and then you're coming around, and you go underground, and it just stops. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then you go back, you get launched backwards, and then forwards, and then boom. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Full Throttle. I mean, is it a top 10 coaster? Not by any means. But is it a fun coaster? Hell yeah. For some reason, I thought that the coaster was going to be longer. I don't know why, but I did. I really, really thought it was going to. So, and it didn't, and it sucks that it was shorter. I didn't get Twisted Colossus because that was closed, so I guess I have to go back out there again at some point because I missed that. And Ninja, I refuse to ride the stand-up because I care about my chicken nuggies. Yeah, I was there and I don't even remember the comfort collars. I mean, it didn't bother me if it did because I would have been like, oh, damn you, comfort collars, but there was no comfort collar that I can remember. I just don't remember them. Like, I was so excited that I rode it and I had fun. But Full Throttle I loved. I even loved American Revolution. I loved Superman. The rides that I rode, I loved. I mean, Scream was kind of like... I think Scream was my least favorite ride in the park. I mean, it was smooth. It's just a typical B&M. Kind of like, you know. The Mine Train wasn't bad for a Mine Train. Was it Gold Rush or whatever it is? I like Goliath. I know I said this a million times. I really enjoyed Goliath. I enjoyed X2. Who the hell is calling me? Oh, this is a scam. Let's answer it. Let's have some fun with a scam caller. Hello?
Hello, my name is Ruth, and this call is coming into your life right now for a reason. If you're like many people in the world that have been wishing or searching for a financial lifeline, you're going to want to press 1 right now. For more than 18 years, we've been showing regular people how to become financially liberated.
Let's do it.
And today is the day.
I hit 1. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Thanks for pressing 3. At any time, you can press 9 on your phone to be removed. However, our successful business partners would think you'd be making a huge mistake. I know your time is valuable, so I'll get right to the point. The number one reason you're listening to this message now is because you want to make more money for yourself and your family.
Do I?
Now I'm going to shoot straight with you in this short message. I could blab on about the millions of dollars this business model has made me, but ultimately, this is about you being able to create a powerful change right now instead of having to wait around only to wake up in another
Come on, this could be fun.
Frustrated. This is about you being able to legitimately make $7,000 to $10,000 every couple of weeks, or even more.
Oh my God!
With our 100% done for you platform.
How do I get it?
If that sounds like too much hype, then I apologize. You can simply hang up now, but you'll never know what this is all about. And what I'm about to say is probably not going to sound very attractive, but it's the truth. And besides, this message is only for a specific type of person who truly understands
just
the
let me press a
reality
button.
of what I'm about to say. You see, if you've ever tried to make money online or from home in the past, you probably did not have the level of success you wanted because it was either too technical, you didn't know how to advertise and generate leads, you didn't know how to close sales, or you didn't have enough time to build a real business.
I don't want to listen to you baloney. I thought I was going to talk to a person. Wait, Twisted Colossus open in 2000? No. It did. Wow. I don't even remember. I thought it opened like a year later. Come on, prank callers. I want a person on the line. Maybe they're getting smarter and know that we're just going to mess with them. So they mess with us, listen to a message, and then it probably hangs up on you. I think Twisted Colossus probably got a little overshadowed because you had Fury 325. Evidently, you had Twisted Colossus, and you had Wicked Cyclone. My personal opinion in 2050, I mean, I haven't ridden Twisted Colossus, so I have no opinion. But between Fury and Wicked Cyclone takes Fury all day. Every day. And it's not being biased because of a local being my home park. I highly enjoy Wicked Cyclone way more. Way more than Fury. Fury doesn't even get in my top 50, put it that way. I can name 50 coasters that I think are better than Fury. Yeah, I got to get back to Magic Mountain. What I'll do is next time there's an issue out there with JCPenney, I'll go. Yep, I remember that when they were going. You know what it was? There was more hype for Wicked Cyclone than there was. I think the problem was everybody was mad that they were ripping apart Colossus, whatever the hell it was called. I think it was just called Colossus back when. Regardless, I think people were so upset they were doing that. Then when they had to pick more Iron Gwazi. I can't wait for that. I'm waiting for them to officially say when it's going to open. And then I just sit and I wait and I hope that something happens at the JCPenney that's near Tampa Busch Gardens that we work on, because then, hey, we got a service call to do, and then so yeah, truly, yeah, I've watched that. I've watched them prank call scams. It's hilarious. I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember one time. Yeah, I noticed you're just like, I'm at Magic Mountain. And I'm like, what? Yeah, that was spontaneous. That's for sure. I remember one time, Jessica got a scam call and I was at her house. I grabbed the phone. I answered it. I kept the guy on the phone for 10, 15, 20 minutes. By the end of it, you know, it was one of those towel heads. And by the time... By the time I was done, the guy told me he was going to F me with a goat and do things to me. And it was kind of funny. Because I told him that I was Amish and that we didn't. He was trying to sell us like Dish TV. I was like, yeah, I can't have that. My mother don't know I have a cell phone. And I said, if she finds out, she'll kill me. I'm Amish. I don't have electricity. I live by candlelight. So the rumors that March 14th construction would be finished. So then you probably get another month. Well, that's the coaster. I don't know how much of the queue line they're redoing and the station and all that. I know they're putting signs up. I know they're like cranking stuff up. I just don't know when Iron Gwazi's gonna open. You will be at Texas Stingray, so then you need to let us know how Texas Stingray is, because you're gonna have a freshy, minty new wood coaster to ride this weekend. So that'd be nice. I mean, at least I got, a whole bunch of new credits. Yeah, Fury is more like Millennium Forceless. Like, it's got a gorgeous first drop when you're looking out, and it's fast. Matter of fact, it's so fast that you can't even tell that you're in some kind of transit. Like, there's an area when it's practically tilted to the side. I wrote it. It was so fast. I went through it so fast I couldn't even tell that I went through something. There's like 3 little blips of airtime near the end. That's it. It's just fast. And I have no idea, which is weird. I have no idea why people think Fury is the best. It's the worst coaster, but not by any means. But I honestly think Leviathan, and I even think Mako is better than Fury. To be truthfully honest, I think those coasters are better. But that's me. It's my opinion. Hell, I think even like Big Thunder Railroad is better. Just because I like the theming and I just like the experience. Hell, I'll even give Hagrid's motorboat adventure thing is better than Fury. It's all in what you want in a ride, like what you think is the best. In your mind, what do you think is great? And in my mind, that's what I think is great. I don't need big, bad, record-breaking. I really don't. I'm gonna ride them. Don't get me wrong, but that's not what sells me. That whole, I'm breaking a whole bunch of records. It's the tallest. It's the fastest. It's tallest and fastest does nothing for me. Nothing. Well, I wish they would make more Intamin Gigas like I-305, providing they don't use those restraints anymore. Those restraints hurt. Like when you ride I-305, if you ride Maverick, those restraints, I don't want a defensive ride. I just want to be able just to chill. Like, I get it, you got to kind of brace yourself for certain areas and twists and turns, but I don't need... that's why those... I love I-305, and I really do enjoy riding Maverick, but they will probably never break my top 50. Ever. Just because of the restraints alone. Now, I do like the Fury ones. They got the indent, like Nitro, where you got the belly, what I call the belly pillow, so you can just rest your belly comfortably right in the spot for the lap bar. It's perfect. And yes, Marcus, it's Hagrid's motorboat, the ride. I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to get to Busch Gardens this year. Hey, see you later, dude. See you later, Nicholas. Yeah, I'm going to record the Fright Kingdom video and then the review and all that and showing off a bunch of stuff that was going on that I can. And I'll tell you a little bit of cool things that's going to happen with Fright Kingdom when I talk to the owner. They weren't bad this year. They stretch now. I don't know. I haven't ridden Maverick with the new restraints, but the 305s, even, I rode it, last time I rode it was 2018. I skipped last year. And I know that they had changed the restraints before I was there. So I just don't, same thing like King Dakar. I just hate those restraints. Those restraints suck. They can easily fix that with a different kind of restraint that's more comfortable, it's better, it's not, So, I'm gonna get you. I've been squeezing this thing like the whole time. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, that's what I've been doing this whole time, just squeezing. Just squeeze it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little squeeze. Just a little squeeze. Just a little squeeze. If I don't, you know what? I'm probably not going to get the Pantheon this year. Unfortunately, a Pantheon, pasty face, whatever. Only because I got a lot of things planned out. Like, besides doing, my rounds like Canopy Lake and Lake Compounds, and we want to go to, Storyland and Santa's Village. I'll probably go to Edaville again just because I really enjoyed going to Edaville. What else? Well, we got the wedding. We got Transworld coming up about a month from now. I think like a month. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, like a month from today to the date, I think. Yeah, I'll be roughly flying out. Going to... Oh, speaking of... I think we're going to do this. We're going to... When we get off the plane... We land at like 10 something in the morning. So let me see something. The day that we land... Oops, I don't know how to spell. How far away is it? It is 35 minutes. Nice. All right, so what we're going to do is probably get some food first. Then we're going to go to Six Flags St. Louis because it opens. That's opening day. I'm not expecting much. I'm just going to go in and ride what I can. They close at 6. I'll probably leave. I'm probably going to go there for 3 or 4 hours, to be honest. Because I want to get back to downtown because I want to go to the Transworld to check in as early as, when I can. So that's what I'm going to do. I think if I get there by noon and then leave by 3, 4 o'clock just for like a quick visit and then head back. It's 35 minutes back to the convention center. So did you see what Disney is now doing with Rise of Resistance boarding passes for the day? Will not exceed over 50. Are they having that much trouble with the ride that they can't do that? That sounds bad. Let's see. Disney Rise of the Resistance boarding passes. Let's see. Where did you see this, Jason? Yeah, I don't know where you... It's probably on Twitter, right? I don't know where you saw it, and I'm not looking at the chat to see what you said, and I probably should, because it'll probably answer my question faster by looking. Yeah, but aren't they getting... You're telling 50 boarding groups is what they're ending? If they do that, that's cutting people down, right? Because they've been able to get people in the hundreds. Over 100 in there. So you're taking out half the capacity. Are they doing like 50 boarding groups and then open the gate later? I don't get what they're doing. Let's see. Where's the search? Let's see. Let's see what they're saying. Huh. Yeah, don't see anything about that today. Huh. Oh, I don't see anything on it. I'm not gonna play with it too much. I'll do some digging. Oh, you sent me a link on Twitter. All right, cool. Hang on. Oh, wait, I don't see it in messages. I'll get out of it and reopen it. Just because, you know. Nope. The last message you sent me was about Holy Land. That was the other day. It was like yesterday. That was like yesterday was the crazy day of things closing. That's what it was last week. Oh, you will send me. I'm a dummy. I thought you said you did. I'm a dummy. Don't mind me. Forget me. All right, so we talked about Indiana Beach, Mountains Fantasy. So let's talk about Cedar Fair. So, Dave, this is just like a little blip. There's more to it if you really want to get into, if you're into the whole stock thing, but to show you what kind of year that they had for 2019. So for the full year ended December 31st, 2019, they generated record net revenues of $1.47 billion, an increase of $126 million, or 9% compared with 2018. Driving the increase was an 8% or 2 million visit increase in attendance to a record 27.9 million visits, a 1% or 63-cent increase in park per capita spending to a record $48.32, and an 11% or $16 million increase in out-of-park revenues to a record $169 million. And then it says on the same park basis, excluding the two Schlitterbahn water parks acquired on July 1st, so net revenues total a record $1.43 billion, up $84 million. So the rest of that kind of revenue was from Schlitterbahn, but they're taking that out of this equation for whatever reason. So it's just showing the whole thing. So the company noted a 5% increase in 2019 same park attendance reflects the following: record performance during peak operation period of July through October, record performance of park season pass programs, which produced 53% of the total attendance mix, a 6% or nearly 1 million visit increase in unique visitors the inaugural year of Winterfest at Canada's Wonderland, the company's park in Toronto. So that's like just the basics. I heard some stuff like starting in like 2021 to 22, they're going to start spending $190 million on the parks, not other stuff. That's probably going to be a mix of attractions, food, shows, whatever they plan on doing. So they had a good year. Six Flags, I think, announces next week. I think. Oh, Thursday. I think Thursday. Tomorrow, I think, is when they announce. So next week we can talk about how good or bad Six Flags did. But overall, looks like Cedar Point had a great year. They should definitely take notice of what they're doing. Not 50, it's 46. I don't know, it's weird. It's not making sense to me. Like, why they'd be doing this. Huh. So Rise of the Resistance only has 46 guaranteed boarding groups today. February 19th is the lowest number we have seen in 2 months. The attraction has been open. They need to do something about this riding fast. Yeah, my thing is, I don't understand what do you call it? I don't know what the issues the ride is having that it can't function properly. Like, why is it? The opening day when I was there, I think they got to like a boarding group 100, low 100s, somewhere around that. Now, beyond that, Yeah, obviously there's something going on. What that is, I don't know. But that's not good if they're going to only stick to 40. Nobody will get to ride it. There'll be people coming with pitchforks and torches. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to get on it. I don't think they anticipate. I think Disney, flubbed on this one because Six Flags stock crashed. I think people were doing a big cash in on and I honestly think that. See, I always say this all the time. I'm not a fan of stock market. I'm not. Wall Street can go F to F off. I'm not a fan of it. And I know there's some people. Like I always say this. It's like you gotta take money out of politics. You gotta take money out of the Wall Street. Like you gotta just. I think Rise is ahead of its time. I do, but I'll get into that in a second. That's a good video. I'm writing that down. Thanks for the idea. We'll talk about it now, but I think I'm gonna write that down. Rise ahead of its time. It's there. It is there. But anyway, so stock market. I always say this all the time. I'm totally. I don't own a stock. Not that I know of, unless my dad bought me some or something. I don't know. But this is what I will tell you about the stock market. If you notice, companies that how many should I eat today? Let's see, that's 4 pieces. That's 6 pieces. We'll just stick those over there for now. Come on, you fool. Get out of the box. Oh, I hate you. Okay. So, stock markets ruin everything. And what I mean by that, people that own a stock, especially the huge shareholders, they want to see a return on their investment into buying the stock. And when they're not seeing that return, boy, these chocolates taste horrible today. They tasted so good. These are really good. Cannabis, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and toffee. They tasted so much better last night. They taste kind of shitty today. Anyway, so the stock market is, because they want that return, the park might actually want to put in a big coaster, but they go, we can't because we'd be spending too much money, and stockholders aren't going to like that. They want you to spend small, return big. That's why, like this year, mark my words. This year, you watch. Revenue is going to be pretty good this year for Six Flags and Cedar Fair across the board. Why? This year, neither chain is spending boatload of money. I mean, for Cedar Fair, the biggest. No, I just kept them in my drawer away from the kids. Like I always do. The problem is you can actually taste the stuff. I don't like that when you can taste it. Hey, let me... Wait, where's the... Yeah, see? Yeah, it does look like... It looks like somebody got high and started eating on the symbol. But the funny thing is, this is a relatively weak thing. There's not a whole ton of THC in it. Actually, the watermelon gummy ones I had were way more potent than them. But yeah, anyway, so like I said, stock market, I feel ruins everything. Yeah, somebody ate Internet Explorer. But yeah, even if you take out, it tastes, yeah, I will feel so good later. It takes like an hour to kick in. That sucks. Like, why can't it be like instant? I actually like the last one I had a strawberry one, and it had like the Nestle Crunch little crisp rice pieces in it. It was really good. It really was. It was delicious. I ain't gonna lie. But, what do you call it? All right, so let's talk Rise of the Resistance ahead of the time. Lindsay, great. That's a great, like, idea topic. I'm gonna turn this into a video, like its own little video, and go deeper in thought. But let's all talk about this for a second. I mean, I know like some of you guys haven't written it yet, so maybe your thoughts can be based off of what you've seen on videos. I know I've written it. Jason, I believe you've written it. I don't think anybody else that's watching has written. Maybe you have. I don't know. But based off of my own experience riding Rise of the Resistance, I honestly think it's ahead of its time. There is no other ride like it. Like, when you even look at Gringotts Bank, that's not even close. You know what I'm saying? That's not even close. That's not even in the realm. Like, to me, Rise of the Resistance made Gringotts Bank the equivalent of, like, Fast and the Furious. Personally, like, that quality of crap. You know what I mean? Like, that quality of crap. So, and I hate... I mean, I don't like the movies, but I was willing to give that ride, Fast and Furious, a shot. And when I get off, I'm like, this is stupid. Like, please rip it out. Like, I'm offended that they put that dumpster fire of a ride in. It got rid of Beetlejuice. The Rock show with the Universal Monsters. Graveyard Review or something. Graveyard Review, whatever the hell it was. It was still awesome. You know what I'm saying? So, but Gringotts Bank, I'm moving Gringotts Bank into the Fast and the Furious Jimmy Fallon rip out. Now, I really don't want to piss off the Harry Potter lovers, but that ride sucks. You know, and it's like, I don't know. When you have the castle there, Hogwarts Castle. Remember, I don't like the movies. Love the ride. Gringotts Bank, hate the ride. I like the area. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like the dragon on top of the bank blowing the fire, the theming done in the little town there. Great. Fantastic. What would have been cool is if they had done West Coast Races Coaster for FFSC. What's FFSC? Fright Fest, South Carolina? I have no idea. You're gonna tell me what it is, and I'm gonna go, oh yeah. FFSC. I don't know what FSSC. I don't know what that means. Freddy's Fridays sinking cute. I don't know. I have no idea. But for Rise of the Resistance, that's a game changer ahead of its time. And even Hagrid's motorboat coaster, that I think is way better than Gringotts Bank. I'm just not a fan of screen. It's just a screen in a cave. That's it. There's nothing. Freaky Frats of South California. Hey, that'd be cool. I mean, I could go off and do some bad words, but I'm not gonna do that. But just we can have fun with that. FFSC. You could be. You are correct, Mr. Billion. Rise of the Resistance is ahead of its time because Disney is one of the major parks that cares more about the experience and theme rather than being the biggest and a world record breaker that all of the other parks do. Exactly. Quality over quantity. There is no other ride like it. I mean, you're so... Oh. Fast and Furious supercharged. When you look at Rise of the Resistance... And it being... And don't get me wrong, there's screens. I'm not totally against screens. I don't want people to think that I'm totally against the screen. I'm against it when it's only a screen and there's not actual props and there's not actual things going on. Like when you rely on a screen to tell your story and nothing else, that's lazy, cutting corners, and shouldn't even be built. Like Gringotts Bank would be something that you would put in a Six Flags. Like I could see Six Flags, whatever theme, like throw a stupid DC crap on it, and that would be something that Six Flags would do. That's not something that Universal or Disney should ever do. Now I get it, there are screen rides, like Jimmy Fallon is a screen the ride. Soarin', Avatar. Obviously they're all different experiences. But when the way that they marketed Gringotts Bank was not what I got. The queue is awesome. Universal does great with the queue lines. Even that's the best part about Fast and the Furious, the queue line. The garage and a nice, neat sports car, the muscle cars. Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon, Fast and the Furious, Gringotts Bank, even Minions. I like Minions. Like those kind of attractions, I get it. But when you're hyping, what do you call it? Yeah, Lex Luthor, Battle for Screens. Exactly. And like I said, Rise of the Resistance has screens, but the way that they have the screens, it's blended in. So it's not meant to be like how Gringotts Bank is. Like, when you watch the POVs, I know most of you watch, some of you might not be watching it because you don't want to be spoiled. Totally get it. I'm not hating on it. Like, I get it. I do. But there's a lot going on. Like, when you... Like, even, like, getting to the Star Destroyer, being in that simulator ride thing, whatever the hell it's doing. Like, that was cool. I mean, that wasn't the best part. It was still cool. And then you see the storm... Like, I love that. When those doors open, you see those stormtroopers. You're like, wow. I feel like it's kind of like... I wish that was part of the ride, like they were shooting at you, but it's still awesome to see those stormtroopers. And then if you look, it's a screen behind it, like an outer space, huge. And you can see things flying, ships flying around and all that stuff. It's amazing. But that's not the ride. Then you get on the ride, and there are stormtroopers on screens shooting at you, and laser blasts are coming at you, and things are like... There's just so many, like, different ride systems in that ride. It's just crazy. And I'm just like, there was nothing like it. It might be too much ahead of its time for Disney and people. Like, my mind is blown. And I know people, even though you haven't ridden it, but the people that have watched the videos, they're like, I can't wait to get there and ride it. And everybody and their mother's trying to ride this thing. Star Wars fans, non-Star Wars people, like, I gotta ride this. All I've been hearing about is like da-da-da-da, like it's crazy. Like, word of mouth is traveling. People, people are watching videos. There was, matter of fact, one of the guys from Fairtown's at Disney right now, and I told him, I said, he wanted to ride a ride. He's like, oh, I can't wait to ride it. And I'm like, dude, if you want to ride the ride, you need to be... You don't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but get there, be in the park about a half hour before it opens, and make sure that the app's ready to go at 8 a.m. click the button. You should get it. He listened to me, and he did it, and he got in, and he was like, woo! He loved the ride. You know, people are like, what time did you get there? Da, 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 da. He's like, nah, you don't got to do that. You don't have to get there at 4, 5, 6 in the morning. You just got to get there to be in the, whatever the opening time is. Make sure you're in the gate and in the park like a half hour before. That's it. Just keep refreshing the app. Open it, close it, whatever. Whatever you got to do. That's what you do. You know, and then you'll be fine. Exactly. Let's see. Lindsay says, I feel it would take forever to replace such immersive areas like Diagon Alley and Galaxy's Edge. It would be expensive to remove everything or even more to build something new. Maybe the screen ride, Marcus says, maybe the screen ride should have sponsorships with the movie theaters like Fast and the Furious presented by AMC. Yeah. Jason in Paradise, give us theme, props, a storyline, make it an experience, not just a ride. That's the beauty of this. Yeah, it is. I get it. These parks are going to be... I mean, that's why they're raising the prices ridiculous. And people still keep paying it. Eventually, they're going to get to a point where people aren't going to pay it. And that time might be coming more sooner than later. Because, I mean, people, like, after that last increase last week, people are like, oh, forget it, I'm done. I'm like, you know what? That's cool. Because when I go, you're not there bothering me. You know, like when we're going there, we're going to do all the parks. Mr. Billion, yeah. Rise of the Resistance gives an easy blend with using screens, but also other techniques to show the magic that give off all their moves the rides are based off of. Yeah. There is. You are 100% right. There's a lot of things. Like just in Rise of the Resistance, you have the trackless hey, Coaster Brothers. When you have, I mean, think about the different ride systems that you have inside Rise of the Resistance. If you don't want to be spoiled, tough crap. You shouldn't be listening right now. This wasn't even like on the agenda, but I'm cool with it because this is a fantastic ride. This is a hot topic. I love it. You know, look. You have, first of all, you got like the crazy queue line, right? Well, it's not really that crazy, but it doesn't need to be because it's supposed to be like a hidden base for the Resistance. Oh, I'm sure there's some people that got some secrets, Marcus. But, so, take out the queue lines. You have that simulator ride to get you onto the Starship. That's one. Now, you do have corridors to walk through because you've been captured. You're being put in a holding cell. Then the Resistance, what do you call it? Rescues you. Now you're getting on the trackless ride. You know, the ride car. And then you're going. The ride just goes all... It's pretty similar to the Penguin ride at SeaWorld. It has that same kind of motions and stuff. Then, when you get to where the ATTN are, there's the elevator system that goes up. And you're going around. Now, I'm just talking ride systems, not the other technologies. Hey, what's up, John? Then you have the simulation, whatever, to come back down to the planet and you're going through. So there's like simulators, there's elevators, there's cars rolling all around. Then you got the blaster technology. You got the, I know they got, what do you call it? Projector, matte projection on the AT-ATs and things that are blowing up. Things not really blowing up and sparking. It's just a projection, and it's all timed and themed. So when the laser comes, it knows when, and then boom, and it looks like things are sparking and blowing up, and it's going crazy. You got animatronics. They have all these different, technologies, techniques, things that they do that just blow your mind, and that's why I think. I believe Disney thought that this ride was going to be popular, but I don't think they thought it was going to be this popular. It's crazy to think, but That's what it is. Disney wasn't really ready. Now imagine how much worse it would have been. You know what? It was probably a good idea. Now that you're thinking about it, how they opened it in phases, and everybody's like, oh, this is bullshit. We got to wait for this ride to open. They were having problems with the ride. It's probably kind of good that they did what they did. Imagine if they had both rides open on, the opening days of opening. Imagine if they were both going. Like, how crazy. Like, I think if, say they prolonged the openings of Galaxy's Edge until, like, when I went in January to ride that one, and say when Rise opened in December for Orlando, and everything just opened then, it would have been a shit show. Like, even worse. Like, that first weekend, word getting out and everything going, forget it. People would be going nuts. Now, yeah, Mickey's Runaway Railway has got the same ride system. I can't wait to ride that. Yes, Linda, there is a room for the hotel that's being built now. Then there's a space for a third ride. There is a rumor floating around, but it's not going to be for a few years, which I think they better kind of push this up a little quicker, because they're going to need the capacity for Galaxy's Edge. There is a rumor, like, racing coaster themed to the speeder bikes, like in Return of the Jedi, when they're in Ewok land there and on Endor. And it's supposed to be like racing on those. It'll probably be like a version of Tron, only to racing and those speeder bikes, like in the Forest of Endor in Return of the Jedi. Also, if you watch Mandalorian, they're in, I think, the final episode of the season. I think. Yeah. So, I agree, Lindsay. Like, now after seeing, like, everything going on, Disney did make the right call. Hey, Jeremy. Cookies are an amazing food, I guess. If Disney was smart, though, they wouldn't have done carbon copies of the lands. What I think they should have did was Disneyland get one set of trilogy, and then Florida get another trilogy, and then, like, Paris get another trilogy. Because Star Wars doesn't good in Asian countries. So, like China and stuff. Well, Japan likes Star Wars, but China wants nothing to do with Star Wars for what they don't know. Before, I don't think they had a Star Wars movie play in China until Force Awakens, so they have no idea what Star Wars is. Which is funny. So yeah, Rise of the Resistance is definitely ahead of its time. Now, let's roll into Universal with something. Well, Universal is a copycat. I mean, Disney copies too. I mean, they had to once Harry Potter stuff started blowing them out the water. They had to do something. But now, let's talk about these crazy themed hotels. You got the Star Wars hotel opening up, end of the year, early next year, whatever that is. I think it's later this year. Well, with the new Epic Universe, it looks like they're going to be doing the same exact thing, only Harry Potter. The one thing that I hate about Universal is they're relying too much on Harry Potter. That's going to bite him in the ass. It is. What Universal should do I don't know if Disney's willing to do this, but what if, we talked about this, what if Disney gave up Simpsons and Family Guy, shoot them on over to Universal, and in return, they get the Marvel characters, and then they can start building rides down here. Doubtful that's going to happen, but hear me out on this idea that I have swirling around in my little brain that I have. You currently have, what is that, Toontown, whatever, Comic Strip Land, whatever, you know, where Popeyes and you got Gully Do Right Falls. Well, what if you rethemed everything and you used The Simpsons? Well, I know Simpsons is over on the other side, but what if you did use The Simpsons and Family Guy and you put more modern cartoons that you have? What if you could do that? I think that would be cool, but I think, well, Jason, let me ask you this. Besides Bye Bye Muppet Land, that's going to go. Muppet Land should... I really wish they had expanded Muppet Land, but it's only got the one ride. It's dated as hell. What's the point? It's not really Muppet Land. It's Muppet Ride. You can't consider that a Muppet Land. Some people do, because it was supposed to be, but they never did. And the Muppets just don't have that popularity anymore. Nobody cares. Because it's old and dated. People want something new. You know, let it go bye-bye and bring it back 10, 20 years down the road. Something like that. But what if you know... Because Hollywood Studios is becoming a shell of its former self in a good way. Look at what they've expanded and added on since they started, like, just investing a crap ton of money. You got Galaxy's Edge. You got Toy Story Land. And they got Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Train. And they're going to keep adding on to that park as they keep trying to find their footing. Then, you know, Magic Kingdom's adding a bunch of stuff. Epcot's finally stepping up and adding some cool stuff. Animal Kingdom needs a bunch more stuff. I'm kind of hoping the Dino Land gets rethemed to an Indiana Jones, that room we've all been talking about in the past. Indiana Jones themed area. That would be awesome. Make the, you know, retheme the dinosaur ride into, what do you call it? You know, the Indiana Jones ride or a new updated version of it or whatever. It would be awesome. You could retheme the cars. It's the same ride system. What I'm going to do is retheme it. You know, take it down for 6 months to a year and redo the whole area. You can keep the dinosaur playland if you really wanted to and stick an Indiana Jones sign on it. He's an archaeologist. There's a lot you could do. But Animal Kingdom needs some more stuff. I know that, I think, aren't they, yeah, they are making a new Indiana Jones movie. I think they're adding another Avatar ride at some point. But Universal needs to get off this Harry Potter kick. It's only going to take you so far. Yes, Harry Potter saved Universal. And they've done amazing things with the lands that they built for it. Now it's time to get another property and build that up. Like, I think the Jason Bourne thing, wrong move. I've seen, like, one movie and I was like, it's all right. What they should have did was make it John Wick. Imagine instead of Jason Bourne, you had John Wick. Now that would be awesome. It really would. So Disney is just going to do Disney things. Universal is going to do Universal things. And I'm waiting to see what Universal does to try to copycat Rise of the Resistance to make that kind of attraction. They're going to be probably saying, well, we've been doing that for years. I mean, when you look at Hogwarts Castle, The ride's awesome. It's the perfect blend. It's kind of like the perfect blend of herbs and spices. And some shredded cheese on top or something. Because when you look at what Hogwarts did, you have screens, you have props, you have themed scenes, you have animatronics. There is a story. It is entertaining. You know what I mean? That's what... For companies like Universal and Disney, SeaWorld can afford some of it, not all of it, but they could do some of the stuff. Because, I mean, look at what SeaWorld used to do. Like, when they have Journey to Atlantis, even the queue lines for, like, Manta and Mako. Well, Mako, not so much. That's pretty bland. But, the other rides, I mean, they're not going to spend the bucks like Disney, for, like, one attraction, the way Disney spends money. But you get what I'm going. Also, yeah, the focus is going to be on Epic Universe to see what they do. I mean, somebody's been saying, like, they got the hookup on what the Universal Monsters is supposed to be, and then How to Train Your Dragon, and then the Super Mario World. Isn't there supposed to be another land besides that? There's supposed to be like 4 or 5 lands or something there. I don't know. I know there was, the Universal Monsters, Super Mario, and How to Train Your Dragon. I could have swore there was 1 or 2 more, like, lands to this. I don't know. I don't know who owns the Journey. I know Disney had a movie like in the 60s, Journey to the Center of the Earth. I watched it like a couple weeks ago. It was pretty good for being a little movie. Same thing with like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I don't know who put Journey. Let's look. I don't know who made those movies. It could have been Disney. I don't know. Let's find out quick. Yeah, I don't care about Ticketmaster. Alright, so let's see. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Wow, that's when that movie came out? 2008. Well, there's one that's a lot older. Let's see if it says who... I don't know who put it out. (2012). Huh. Yeah, I don't know who put it out. It's probably like Universal. Well, I don't know, because isn't it Disney who put a Journey to the Center of the Earth ride over in Japan? I'm just trying to see if it says like what studio. It's got to be saying, oh, New Line Cinema, Contrafilm Walden Media. No, Walt Disney World doesn't have anything to do with them. All right, so we found out where it's coming from. The center hub is a non-theme with the dueling coaster, and it's the other land. It's Fantastic Beasts. Lindsay types faster than I can. So, alright, so... I mean, I enjoyed the first 2 How to Train Your Dragon movies. I get Fantastic Beasts never seen, but I know that's part of the Harry Potter franchise. If they can continue on doing it really good... Dude, I thought you said you put they could use that Dino Land for that if Disney, and then I thought it said dildo, not dino. Kind of funny. Might bring a ride from Japan. Well, let's see. let's see. I hope it's not in Japanese. I hope it's in English. All right. So they got Harry Potter crap. Don't care about that. Do they have anything else besides... Here we go. Ride attractions. They got Minions, Freeze Ray Sliders, Spider-Man, Hollywood Dream. Wait. They have the Hollywood Dream, the ride, and then Hollywood Dream, the ride backdrop. It goes backwards. I don't know. Space Fantasy, the ride. I don't know what that is. Flying Dinosaur. I heard a lot of people like that ride. Jurassic Park, the ride. Jaws. I mean, unless they're going to bring, like, Jaws or Hello Kitty. Wow, they got Snoopy, they got Hello Kitty, and they got Sesame Street in Universal in Japan. What? I'm a digital native. That's what we do. Yeah, I'm not digital native. I mean, I was around when the internet. See, a lot of you guys. So let's see what Space Fantasy is. What is Space Fantasy? Is it like a spinning coaster or something? It looks like a spinning coaster. Oh, let's see.
Space Fantasy, the ride. A
It-
spinning roller coaster that races between asteroids as breathtaking starscapes unfold before your
It's like the adult version of those kiddie spinning coasters, is what it seems like.
endlessly vast and beautiful universe.
Beautiful universe. In Japan. We go to Japan. It looks cool, and I hope if it's as cool as it says, then that'll be cool. We'll see. But it's almost like a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff. Well, actually, Guardians of the Galaxy would have ripped that off. They're just doing it better, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's ripping each other off. Why is that? All right, so Holy Land theme park in Orlando. They're laying off over 100 employees. They're killing off its live shows, but instead just keeping a museum. Some church thing's still going to be doing the services, but a company might be purchasing it and doing something totally different. I didn't even know there was a Holy Land theme park. I didn't know there was a God park. And that's probably why it failed. Religion in this country is dying at a rapid pace. And I'm okay with that. I'm not a religious person. I will not knock you if you like religion, but I will say this. The Bible is as real as Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'll leave that comment with that. That's just how I feel. I can't get into religion. I just can't. And then Universal Orlando, the Walking Dead attraction that was, an all year round closed. But they may have accidentally leaked out that that could be the first haunted house, because saying that yes, it's going to be closed down, but be back for later, Halloween Horror Nights. That's over in Hollywood. So maybe Walking Dead makes a return for Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood. I hope. There's park for everything nowadays. Yep, you got that right. All right, so how many do I got? I got 3 more tidbits of news, then I'll talk about the Cape Cod place, just in case you get the winter blues and you want to do something other than sit in your house. We got that, and we'll talk about Fright Kingdom as well, because that was actually on point. And then I'll tell you about some goodies about Fright Kingdom that's coming up that helps us out. Anyway, so Six Flags, they signed a new multi-year deal with Heinz Ketchup. and it's a multi-year deal. And they're also going to be using their cheese, Kraft cheese, because it's Heinz Kraft. I guess they merged or whatever. So you're going to get the cheese on the burgers, and you're also going to get the Heinz, probably Heinz and Kraft dressings, probably somebody's dressings. You're going to get. I don't know how long the deal's for, but it's multi. So just be aware when you go to Six Flags this year, you're going to get some Heinz ketchup now. You're not going to get the other kind, whatever it was. The other ketchup is gone. This ketchup is in. Disney is being sued due to the Disabilities Act, and it has to do with people with autism. Now, I am going to rant a little bit. So anybody with autism, don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm going to explain myself. Just figured before you, because this could offend people because you're messing with disabilities. And not like we got a million people over here not banging down our door as fans that are going to be mad. But the few that we do, some might get mad. You may have a sibling or something. So anyway, I'm just going to say it. And I don't care. So, for those that remember, that was, 2011 or so? Maybe after that, Disney changed the disability policy from going, you have your disability card that you get at guest services, and you could walk right on the ride. Now, because if you remember the scandal that had happened, rich people, were hiring handicapped people, disabled people, so they could skip the line. Disney found out about this, and they killed that policy right away. So now the new policy is, you go, do the thing. You can do it through your Magic Band, you can do it through the card, whatever's whatever. And what happens is, they give you a time to come back and wait. So you're not waiting in line. You just come back. It's like having a flash pass. Just at whatever time. So there's people that are all got their panties in a bunch. They're all pissed off because their kids with autism or adults or whatever can't just walk on the ride. They said because that people with autism need to have a routine. They need to have this, that, and the other. And they can't, because they can't ride it then, it's going to cause an issue with people with autism to flip out and freak out. Well, guess what? I freak out and flip out when I see the wait time of over an hour and a half, but I don't flip out in my mind like, motherfucker, son of a bitch, It is what it is. So what they want to do is they want money, obviously, and they want policy changes so that people with autism and disabilities, or at least just the people with autism, can walk right on, because if not, it's going to ruin their day. Some people are saying that they stop going as much because it's harder and harder for their child to not have an entitled temper tantrum. And, I'm not really trying to knock it too much, because I know somebody, I always say it, Jason, his son has autism, and I see 1 minute, happy, great kid, flip of a switch, something can happen that, sets him off. I get it. What Disney should do instead, when those little bratty kids are having a moment, have a designated, spot like all the other parks are doing. Give them a nice, so the sensory ain't going through the roof. Because if you open it up for the disabilities you're going to open it up to have the people buying disabled people to get on the ride. So, I'm sure at some point they may cave in and do it. I don't know. I'm just saying it's not looking good. And I don't know who it's not looking good for. I'm just saying somebody's going to be pissed somewhere. I mean, I got no stake in the claim. I'm not, right now anyway, I'm not disabled. Maybe mentally, but I'm not disabled. Nobody in my family is disabled. Well, physically. Mentally, maybe. Probably. Just look at Jeremy. That alone deserves a handicap pass. I love my kid, but whew, what a sped. Love that boy to death, but he's a sped. He is. So, in any case, what do you guys think? Do you think that they should have the go right to it? Do you think if they allow that to happen, do you think that people are going to start buying disabled people so they can skip the line? Because, I mean, look, I'm not here to say shut the disabled people out. But somebody like this is a crybaby bitch and should just deal with the policy that's there in place. They're not taking away anything from handicapped people. They're just going, hey, you handicap people, allow yourself to get bought and brought to Disneyland to skip the line. Now you got to pay the consequences. I didn't buy a handicapped person, and I did not at all use one to skip the line. I brought my father along, which he had a handicap pass because he hadn't had knee surgery like 6 weeks before, so he couldn't walk. So he had his little bumper car going around the park. And I remember 2009. He had his handicap thing because he couldn't walk because he needed knee surgery. And then we went in 2012. He finally had the knee surgery and couldn't walk because he was trying to get better. And we had the scooter. So the one time we got to walk right out, we had the whole park done by like 2:30, 2 o'clock, something like that. Like everything, like all the shows, all the rides, parades done in. We could have walked out of the park at 2:30 and took a nap and came back later. We didn't. We stayed in the park. Then the next time we went, we had to do the wait the thing. You know. Yeah, I think, honestly, each land, and they can do it, they got the room. They can make a sensory area for people with autism. And people can have an area to go when they're having a moment. And they can be in an area. I'm totally for that. I think that's a brilliant idea to get the kids just to kind of just chill out. There's plenty of places to do it. You know, yeah, I agree. You know, the Liberty Square is not that big, but they could put one somewhere around Main Street, one in Tomorrowland, one in Fantasyland, one in Frontierland, one in Adventureland, or whatever. There's places to put them, and they could do it. There you go. That could be one spot right there. Just make it a place like an autism center for people that need a break to be able to, you know, get their child or loved one or whoever an area. I don't think that they should bend the rules for anybody to go, okay, well, you have autism or you have this or that, so go ahead. Like, whatever the policy is, I'm cool with. Whether it's let them on now or not. But I think somebody going there, look, somebody's trying to find a payday and trying to make it so that they can skip the line. That's all this is. I'm a realist. I don't know if anybody else sees that. Because nobody wants to have a lawsuit because of disabled stuff. It's bad PR. Like, oh, you don't care about disabled people, so you're going to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly think it's, one, to get a payday, two, so that you can buy a disabled person and skip the line. That's really all it is, I think. And I know if, you know, I mean, if they have locations for that in the park, I don't know. I've never seen them. But then again, I've never been looking for them. If they don't have them, they should have them. If they have them, they should be more well known, because even I don't know about them. And I mean, not that I go looking for them, but it's kind of nice to know if I do see it. If I see it, I report on it. You know, like if I'm at the parks and I see something, you know, you should be able to, you know, if it is, then I can let people know, hey, if you have someone with autism, you can go and check that out. But other than that, this lawsuit is clearly I want to skip the line because I'm special, and two, they want a payday. The thing about all this is, it's going to sound like the most asshole thing to say towards disabled people and what they're trying to do. Think about this. If you truly wanted to benefit all for disabled people, for all, not just autism, but for all, you wouldn't be suing for money. You don't sue for money. You say, look, I'm suing you because I want change. You got to be like, hey, this policy's bullshit. Here's why. Let's do something about it. I know adding the stigma of being sued for money makes you kind of settle. So they're going to get a settlement out of it, and they're probably not going to get a policy change. I think somebody was suing for like $2 million or something. I could be the wrong lawsuit because there's another one somewhere with somebody else that I just... There's so many lawsuits going. People just want a payday. But I totally think that's what it is. And did I talk about what the market... Last week we were talking about that. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. I've heard a Jersey Devil clone. I've also heard like a Power Splash, or maybe the one with the loop. You know, the Mac Power Splash Super Loop Dupe thing. I've heard that might be an option. I also heard a 40 free fly there. You know, like Joker here. I mean, yeah. New England or whoever else has one. Batman. But those are the things that I've heard that could go there. Could be for nothing. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it'll be cool to see what they do there. I really wish that Magic Mountain would get off their high horse for coasters for a little bit. I know they're trying to maintain having the most roller coasters, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I get it. I mean, I will say this. When you're trying to compare Magic Mountain and Cedar Fair, I think overall, Magic Mountain has the better lineup. I know, that's probably one of the most unpopular opinions out there, because everybody's like, Cedar Point's the best thing since sliced bread, and everything else sucks. I saw people talking about Cedar Point and Magic Mountain. And just for my one time, look at the coasters at Cedar Point that are off, like, well-deserved, fun, worth being mentioned. Top Thrill Dragster, Maverick, Raptor, Gemini, Magnum XL. Everything else, I can't like comment on the dive coaster or the wing coaster because I haven't ridden it. But take those two out of the equation. Everything else, rip it out. Put new stuff. Yeah, Magic Mountain needs flats. They don't need the coasters. People always talk about Cedar Fair parks almost requiring a fast pass, and I can't imagine dealing with that. I've gotten flash passes at like King's Dominion and stuff like that, and you probably didn't need them. But I always got them anyway just because, you know, for me to go down to Virginia, that's a 9-hour drive. So I want to get the most of my time in as I can and get a lot of re-rides, obviously. So, I mean, you would have to do that with Cedar Point. And I honestly think the coaster collection at Cedar Point is not all that. It's definitely overhyped. Because you look at Millennium Force. You know, like even Maverick's kind of like on the line because of the restraints. Blue Streak, Wicked Twister or whatever it is, Ragaroo, I rode it when it was Mantis, so it was a stand-up, and my chicken McNuggets hurt, so I heard the ride's not that much better with the sit-down. Val Raven, right? Yeah. I haven't ridden it. I haven't been to Cedar Point since 2012. So there are rides that I haven't ridden yet that need to be ridden. I haven't ridden Steel Vengeance. That's probably should be a keeper, but I haven't ridden that. So take that out of the equation because I haven't ridden that. But the Mine Train ride can hit the hay. What else? I mean, Mean Streak can hit the hay, and it did, and you got Steel Vengeance. I don't have a comment on it, like an opinion, because I haven't ridden it. It looks cool, but I heard it's not the best. I heard it's too long. A lot of people say it's too long, and they could have probably cut a bunch of the ride off. So, who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying. So, I don't know. I think Magic Mountain has the better lineup if you compare. Because, look, if you take the rides, right, you got Top Thrill, Maverick, Magnum. What else did I say? Was there anything else I said to keep? Oh, Wrap to keep. Take out the other 3 that I haven't ridden yet because I don't have an opinion. But the other ones, just get rid of them. And then when you look at Magic Mountain overall, like what... Magic Mountain's got X2, Goliath is good, West Coast Races is good, Tatsu is good, Apocalypse is good. Hell, American Revolution is good. The ride don't hurt, and it's pretty cool. I didn't get to ride Ninja. Didn't ride Twisted Claw. Superman's good. So, right there, I mean, just by going, as I'm, what do you call it? Full Throttle's great, even though it's short and wish it was longer. So you get where I'm going at. Like, they got a lot of awesome codes, like solid lineup. Cedar Point doesn't. I know, my opinion, to each their own. Some people are like, hey, you're wrong. I am wrong, but I'm also right. So are you. Oh, I can look right here. Because I'm trying to remember what I wrote. Alright, so you got Tatsu, the New Revolution, Viper, X2. Viper, Goliath. I can't tell you about Twisted Goliath. Scream was alright. Superman's awesome. Full Throttle's awesome. West Coast Races is awesome. Batman the Ride's Batman the Ride. Apocalypse is awesome. So, again, like I said, this is so much. Well, my thing about, like, when I plan on my day and I only got a day, I somewhat do the same thing, but I also get the Flash Pass, so I have a better opportunity of getting to rides that I may or may not have gotten without it. Because I don't just go running for the credits. If it's a ride that I've ridden in other parks many times and I don't like that, it's a very clone model. Excuse me. They, what do you call it? I want to make sure, I want to make sure that I can, enjoy the most that I can, like, not just coasters, because that sucks. I found, all the Batman clones feel exactly the same to me. With Magic Mountains, what the hell is this on my finger? Is that a mark, or is that like... Oh, that was like something that was like stuck in my skin or something. What is that? I don't know. Some crud. I've ridden Great Americas. I've ridden Great Adventures. Magic Mountain. I didn't ride the stand-up because I don't want my chicken nuggets to hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've learned that I just don't care about stand-ups. I don't care if a brand new one that doesn't squish my nuts, you know what I mean, comes out. Like, I'm just staying away. For me, it depends. Like, if I'm willing to wait. Like, did I get everything else in the park? And it's a 30, 40 minute. Okay, I'll go do it. Like when Ninja wasn't open when I was at the top of the mountain there. When I got to the bottom and open, I'm like, I'm not climbing that mountain again. Not happening. Apocalypse, that got retracked, and it's amazing. It was super silky smooth when I was there last month. It was awesome. So you got all these different things. So the last thing is the last little tidbit of news, I think. Yep, is Magic Kingdom Cinderella's Castle is going to be getting a new overlay. I'm going to try because I'm not sure if I've been able to do this yet. Let's add an image. I don't know what's going to happen when I do it. Come on. No. Add new source. Add source. Let me find my source. I'm still learning what is it, OBS, so bear with me a moment. Because I want to put the thing on the screen. Okay. All right, let me open this up quick, just so you can. This is what the castle is going to look like. Now. So there you go. That's what it's supposed to look like when it's all done. They're just going to keep doing work on it, and that's what you're going to see. So get a good look at your little Cinderella's castle. How do I get rid of this? Okay, there we go. We got rid of it. So there's your little castle. Great Bear is pretty good. It's not a long ride, but it's a fun ride. Talon was great at Dorney. Raptor's good. I think Talon's a little better, honestly, but Raptor's still cool. I will say, though, I think my favorite Cedar Fair Park right now, and you guys are going to think I'm crazy, is, what do you call it? Knott's Berry Farm. I truly, with my heart of hearts, think that's... I know you guys are going to think I'm nuts, but I really love Knott's. It's themed really well, especially with their ghost town. The theme that they do in that park is pretty damn good. And I know it has to because it's right around the corner from Disney. But look at... I didn't get to ride the log flume, so I don't know how that is. But the Calico Mine ride is awesome. Ghost Rider, the roller coaster, that was awesome. Even a little launch coaster there. What the hell's the name of that little thing? Where is it? Where's the rides? Where's the ride? Pony Express. That was good. Where is it? No. Where is it? It's not that. It's not that. Silver Bullet. That one's good too. Yeah, Batman's great. Accelerator's okay. It wasn't my favorite ride in the park. My favorite ride, my favorite coasters, I don't have a particular spot yet. I don't know which one's like number 1, number 2, number 3, you know, at Knott's, but I would say Accelerator's in the top there, but it wasn't my favorite. I would say like the top 4, I don't know. I would say Silver Bullet number 1, number 2 Ghost Rider, number 3 Hang Time, and number 4 Accelerator. That's just my opinion on it. Hang Time's cool. I like Hang Time. I even like the little spinny coaster. I like Jaguar, the one that had the queue line. That was the temple, like a Mexican temple or Mexican pyramid or whatever. Then you had Montezuma's Revenge was cool. Classic, old. I get it. Yeah, they're great places. All right, so I didn't put together anything. I'm still trying to figure this. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to figure this out. I could probably do it another time, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Cape Cod. If you want to see some of that stuff, the video came out today. So if you want to see, is that what it is? Sierra Sidewinder? Is that the spinning coaster? Wait, that's Six Flags. Where's Knott's? Hang on. Is that what it is? Because it should be Camp Snoopy, right? Number 1. Yeah, Sierra Sidewinder, yeah. Okay. Because people were calling it something else. Alright, what's 21? Oh, Soul Spin is that oh, okay. Yeah, the Cape Cod vlog came out today. That's what I was trying to say. So if you want to see that, you know, I was just showing off some stuff. I have a longer version that's going to be coming out on the Martin's Family channel just because it was more family stuff. And some other stuff that happened like at Hearth and Kettle because Jeremy snorted Coca-Cola, not the drug, but he snorted it in the place. He's a crazy kid. Regardless of that too, but you could see a little bit of on slide video, little slides. It wasn't like crazy. I love the lazy river. The wave pool is cool. It's not a huge place. A lot of fun. If you just Google it, I think I also put the link to it in the description of the video. Like if you want to, like, put it this way, to stay on a weekend for a Saturday, Sunday night, 2 nights was the cost of 1 night at Great Wolf Lodge. So Great Wolf Lodge was obviously a lot more expensive. But we got 2 nights instead of 1 night, which was really nice. Yeah, so we just hung out, chilled out, had some fun. Especially in the New England area, like you're looking for something to do. You're like me, you don't want to ski or do stuff like that. Oh, okay, so Knott's Berry Farm video comes out tomorrow, so that's cool. Isn't Knott's like my review or something like that? I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. I don't remember. But like I said, all the information is in the description of that video for the Cape Cod. And you can find, if you want to like kind of, pick dates, see prices, see. You can even go there and purchase passages to go for the day. You don't even have to stay in a hotel there. So that's nice. It's open all year long. It was really fun. We had fun. The kids had fun. It's all that mattered. We all had fun. It was great to get away for the weekend and not have to deal with any BS. The kids were great. Nobody caused balloon. Well, Jeremy and Devin kind of. On the drive down, I wanted to leave them on the highway somewhere. But it didn't. I wanted to. So, all right. So before we go, let's talk about Fright Kingdom. I don't know if anybody cares, but Fright Kingdom, it's a haunted house in Nashua, New Hampshire. For those that know, that's where we did Christmas. We've gone there for Halloween in the past. Great haunt, and I'll say this: the haunt itself is still the same for Halloween, not for Christmas. Right? It's like Halloween. The whole atmosphere of it all is you have a sit-down dinner, you have actors coming out, kind of in that walking around with props and stuff for Valentine's Day. It's meant for couples or whatever, friends, whatever, to go and have a great night. And I will say though, it was on point because I noticed during Christmas that there was some animatronics and stuff that weren't working. But everything was working this time. Even they have themed queue lines to get to the next themed area. And I was posting some pictures. I don't know if I did on Facebook. I know I did on Twitter and Instagram. I could have on Facebook. I don't know. I don't remember. And you see the queue. You can see the queue line. You can see the midway area. They were playing games. I took a bunch of video in that area, pictures. I can't really, I don't have permission to film the haunt. But the funny thing is when we were walking to go in, the owner was coming out, and the owner goes, "Hey, good to see you." Pats me on the back. He's like, "Dr. Giggles," and I was laughing. We talked before we went through the haunt, before we got into the haunt, before we get to the queue line to get the tickets. Then in the midway area, right before we went in, he was asking us how the food, because the food was amazing, amazing chicken palms, some spaghetti. There was meatballs. They had like the Duncan Hines cake with the chocolate frost. Oh God, it was delicious. The brownies were like awesome. Yeah, it's making me hungry. But the actors were on point. Even the people, the scare actors that are walking through the midway. Oh, because they gave everybody at their plate like like the little hard candies that have like messages on them. They had the regular ones, and then they had Sour Patch came out with one, and they were having people pour them out on the table, and then all of a sudden some character come around, they don't talk, so they like telling you to dump it out. So somebody's dumping it out, and then I don't know if it's a girl or a guy, whatever it is, just comes out with a hammer. It's like BAM. We were like, whoa. It was cool. So probably tomorrow I'll record that, like the full. Can't wait to hear that story from your day there next. Oh, is it the story time one? I got this funny story time video that happened to my brother and I. Next week's Lego Mass is going to be fun. Oh, yeah. Jessica has it recording for me, and I haven't watched any. I keep forgetting about it. I got to watch that. What the hell's going on upstairs? Are people like throwing stuff around? I don't know. Whoa. Yeah, so yeah, they got a story time with Knots coming out. Also, I said sometime in March, the Wicked Cyclone story that I've told you guys about, a little briefly about, that comes out soon. Yeah, I got videos to keep making and doing, and if you could see my board, I got a dry eraser board over here for SFNEOnline Hornapalooza videos to make. There's quite a bit of videos to make that I haven't. I mean, we all know I've gone through. Well, in this house, we've all gone through a crazy month. So, good thing I had like a stockpile of videos and footage that I made, because, damn, let me tell you, it's I just haven't had the motivation. But that's all right. I just kind of like taking a step back. I'll get into my little funky groovy groove. Because, like, there's days. Yeah, I don't know which one. I don't know which one's which. Yeah, it's the videos that are coming out. They're gonna be fun. And then because then we're also gonna have. Oh, I forgot to tell you about. I'm jumping around too much, scatterbrain. The owner of Fright Kingdom loved the reviews that we've done for them. And he actually, it was his idea. I didn't Jedi mind trick the dude or nothing. He's going to have us come back when it's not so crazy. Every time we try doing something, it's just too crazy and hectic. So he's going to invite us up soon, because all the stuff stays up all year long inside the building. They work on it. So what he's going to do is he's going to put the show lights on and let us take pictures. No video, but we're going to be able to get a kind of behind the scenes of Fright Kingdom. Whatever he's willing to let us see, we're going to get. Just no video. No videos allowed, but you'll get. I know a lot of you guys have no clue what I'm talking about when it comes to Fright Kingdom. If you don't know much about Fright Kingdom, go. You could go on this channel. You can go on the Hornapalooza channel. You can see stuff. Yeah, there's a Rise POV. I thought I uploaded it and I didn't. It's like the whole queue line and the whole experience. I thought I uploaded that thing. Kids, don't do drugs. Let me tell you, don't do them. Keep them off of me. No, I'm kidding. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. What was I saying? Oh, so Fright Kingdom. So, he just told me, he goes, just hit me up. He goes, we'll set it up. You'll come down. Well, I'll come down. We'll go down there. And I'll be able to take pictures and stuff. So I just gonna set that up, and that's are good to go. What was I going to talk about after that? My brain just went poof. I don't remember. Fight Kingdom. Oh, Transworld. Hey, see you later, Mr. Billion. Transworld out in St. Louis. I'll be able to, what do you call it? Go to Six Flags while I'm out there, so we'll get coverage of that. That'll be cool. Also, Transworld is the haunted, a lot of you guys know, some of you don't. It's the haunted industry. It's like IAPA for the haunt industry. So, we're going to have coverage of that. God knows what's going to happen there. Who the hell knows? I don't know. We'll find out. But if you don't know, just go on YouTube or Google Transworld, and you can see all the videos and stuff of this stuff. That's where, like, when people start posting and making go viral these crazy haunted house animatronics, and they go viral. It's all because of that place. So, instead of watching somebody else, you guys can listen to me drool or watch me drool all over this stuff. That'll be awesome. But anyways, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back. Growth Show will be back next week. And then one day soon, I don't know which day, maybe tomorrow. Maybe. We'll do some Planet Coaster. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys next week or whenever. And also, just letting you know, I'm not saying you have to, but if you feel like donating to the SFNEOnline, you can go in the description down below, and you can click the OBS thing. Okay, just let me know, John. So, you can do that in the description down below. I figure I'd slang and pimp myself out like a $2 crack enthusiast. I mean, coaster enthusiast. Anyway, but I will see you guys next week. And till then, everybody keep on